Hi, Lonnie Mackley here. I just want to talk to you a little bit today about the price of walking in miracles. There's a lot of people all over the earth right now that are about to be empowered by God to perform miracles, to heal the sick, to cast out evil spirits, to raise the dead, those kinds of things, just like in the Bible times, except even more things, and even on a higher, more powerful level. It's going to literally be everywhere that you go. You're going to see this. And so for the people that are going to walk in this kind of power, and also for the people that are going to receive these kinds of miracles, I wanted to just give a few tips on how to handle this without falling. You probably heard recently about somebody that was walking in these kinds of things, and because there's a few things left undealt with in their life, uh, they fell, and it caused a lot of people to be hurt. God doesn't want us to repeat that same mistake, and so the first thing that you can do is make it through all of your wilderness. Let God continue to work out every problem that you have in your life, any secret kinds of sins, any destructive habits in your life. Live an unreproachable life, and that means that anybody could investigate you and basically not come up with a lot of dirt. Now, we all have a past, I understand that, but just don't let your past be your present where you're still doing things, because when you begin to walk in miracles, you better believe it that demons will rat you out for any little thing. So even though you haven't gotten caught in the past for certain things, you'll get caught after you start walking in miracles. So make sure that these things are dealt with beforehand. Number two, spend time with God every day. Don't think you can just run around and um, you know keep doing all this hard work every day and then just not refill yourself. So get yourself filled back up again. It's not about, it's you're not operating on your own power, you're operating on God's power. So you need to get refreshed and replenished every day. Number three, don't let it become a big ministry. There's going to be a lot of people that want to make a big deal out of it. They want to make it about you and make you some kind of a superstar and build a ministry. Don't let that happen. Just keep it simple, where you can go anywhere in your city anonymously and let Jesus do the miracles that he wants to do through you. That's really all it's about. Just to preach the gospel so that people can get saved. That's why miracles are here, is just so that people can believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Holy Son of God, and that they can believe on his name and get saved. And that's why the miracles are happening. Number four, always make it about Jesus, like I said. And don't let people make it about you. You're going to have people trying to flatter you, give you offers to do this and that and go on TV and all this other stuff. Only do what God tells you to do, and always keep it about Jesus. No matter what happens, the power doesn't come from you, so there's no point in letting it be about you. Number five, don't slip back into old sins. Some people get into overload because they're ministry addicts, and they get overloaded with too much stress, not enough sleep, and then they revert back to old sin habits, addictions, whatever it may be, porn, drugs, alcohol, and they relapse because they're getting themselves overloaded. Jesus said that his load is light, so if your load feels really too heavy, that means you're taking on too much. And even Jesus took his disciples aside to get rest now and then. Number six, you're on God's time clock now. In other words, you may get called at 2:30 in the morning to go pray for somebody for healing, or to do deliverance, to cast out an evil spirit. So you're going to have to be willing to do whatever God wants whenever he wants, and your life will not be your own after that anymore. And so just be ready to do that. Number seven, like I said, get rest and spend time with your family. Your family doesn't stop being your family just because you're in ministry, and they're going to get a lot of warfare, spiritual warfare and witchcraft, because of the level of ministry you're walking in, or they're probably going to be walking in the same power. So you guys need to spend time together. Jesus came away with his disciples when things were getting too much, and they just went to a place to be alone for a while and kind of refresh themselves. And you'll need to do that. Help your family, pray for your family, stay close to them during this time. Number eight, expect to be persecuted and betrayed. Men are going to say all manner of evil against you. They're going to try to bring up your past. Even closest friends are going to turn their back on you. Number 9, you'll be rejected by family and friends, kind of along the same lines that some people don't go for all this miracle stuff. They're prideful, they're ashamed of certain things, and so they don't want to be associated with it. So they'll, even Jesus' brothers didn't believe in who he was for the longest time, and it's going to happen sometimes. Or they'll be like Jesus' mother brothers, where they'll try to distract you, not necessarily intentionally, but demons will try to use people to distract you, to hinder you. And you just have to understand that your mother and brothers are those that do the will of God, that nobody has any special rights to your life just because they're blood relatives. Number 10, only take money and things when allowed. And this is going to be a tough one, because you're going to have people trying to give you offers to do things, and they're going to want to pay you for the wonderful miracles they just received, in a sense, because they're just going to be so grateful to Jesus. They want to say thank you. And if God says to receive something, that's fine, but unless God says to receive it, don't take it. Like Jesus said, freely you receive, so freely give. And the quickest way to shut down God's power is to start doing things like that he's not telling you to do. And trust God to meet your needs, even if you don't take any money from anybody. And this is hard. It's very challenging. Like, you may do 12 miracles in one day and have to go home and eat a can of pork and beans sometimes. I mean, it's crazy, but it's like that sometimes. And you just got to trust God to provide for you. Number 11, stick with your target ministry. And number 12, avoid the Pharisees and don't argue with them. They're kind of along the same two lines. Stay with the people that you're called to help. In other words, you're called to help the unsaved, or maybe you're called to help the addicted, or called just for healing, or whatever it is. Continue to focus on these people. Don't allow yourself to get distracted and hindered and caught up in a bunch of arguments with legalistic Christians, fake Christians, Pharisees, just like the overly religious people back in Jesus' day. They want to entangle you with arguments. They want to slander you, get you insecure. Demons will tell them all your insecurities, and so just avoid these people. They're not your ministry. You have no responsibility to give a response to them for any reason. Stick with the target ministry that you have, which is be the unsaved or whoever God wants you to help. And don't allow yourself to get distracted by anyone or anything else. Stick with the people that you're supposed to help, and ignore the rest if you have to. Number 12, like I said, avoid the Pharisees. Avoid these kinds of people. And just let the love of God, continue to fill yourself up on the love of God every day. There's going to be times where you're going to get offended, and people are going to really get on your nerves. So ask God to fill you with his love every day for people, because you're going to need it. You were just flesh and blood, and everything that happens in your life that's good, you're going to need it from God. But you can enter like somebody said, higher level, higher devil, and you will enter a higher level of witchcraft and warfare, and so you'll need even more of God every day. So get in his word, read the Bible, pray, spend time with him, pray in tongues a lot wherever you go, even if you have to do it under your breath or sing under your breath, praying in tongues, because you're going to need to continually be lifted back up. Now, if you're the one getting the miracle, like with Jesus when he drove the demons out of Mary Magdalene, what he told her is, he said, go and sin no more. Leave your life of sin. And if you're getting this miracle, you need to leave your life of sin and follow Jesus, just like these other people did. Follow him, and leave your old life of sin and follow Jesus, and go testify to everybody that you know about what Jesus has done for you. Go tell your family. Go show them. Don't be afraid to verify the miracles that come with a doctor. Because God does real miracles. You don't have to fake it or make more out of it than what it is. God's power can stand on its own. And so be ready to walk in miracles, but remember too that there's a responsibility if you're the one that's operating in them to help people, or you're the one receiving the miracle, that there's a high price for some of this stuff. So just understand that beforehand and let God fully prepare you before it comes. Okay? Bless you, my friend. I hope this has helped a little bit. There's a website called Revival Prophetic Wilderness that you can find by just going to my YouTube homepage. So bless you. Have a wonderful, blessed, miracle-filled day. Bye-bye.